Okay, Holly, this is Shane and Travis from Swap Batting Cages, and we're going to go over your swings here from another day during the team session. And the reason why we got this line up is that with this video, we're kind of establishing a couple things here. First and foremost, we're going to go over our attack position real quick. Now, our attack position is our load and stride put together. And right now, this is where our attack position is at this point. Now, we're going to compare it over here to Manny Ramirez. Now, there's three key principles that we got to follow during our attack position. One is that our bottom half is 50-50 on each leg, which it looks like we've actually gotten to that point. Two is that our arms are in the right position. We want our back elbow a little bit higher than the front elbow. So that way that we allow a greater distance right here to be covered. So therefore we don't end up letting that back elbow sneak in. And two is we maintain our bat angle. Now, what we're seeing over here on your side, like I said, the legs are just fine, but we notice automatically that the back elbow has already worked itself down. So therefore, if we bring the video back a little bit, we can tell you already started from one position, and you get about right here. Now, if we do that, we're going to end up decreasing the acceleration of our swing and everything else.
And at that point, if you notice, the only thing moving in your swing is actually your back elbow. As it's coming in, you're straightening out that front arm and losing that front angle where it's almost, where you're actually almost, it looks like you're actually almost reaching to pull the bat through instead of maintaining that angle where we're trying to create that front elbow to go forward. But if you notice right here, look at the distance your back elbow has gone and where your front elbow is. And once that front elbow gets to that point, you remember it's becoming the most dominant part of your swing. So therefore, everything else is slowing down. And you'll never be able to get to that front side.
And that being said, since we never really get to our front side, we kind of tend to leave our bat behind to a point. With that being said, what I mean by that is if we notice during your swing, the bat's flattened out around this part, which ideally we don't want the bat to flatten out until our hands are up here in front, right around here. Now, when the bat flattens out that early, what happens is it turns into like a gatekeeping swing. What we mean by that is that the bat's going to stay on the same plane all the way through. As we can tell, if we start from back here, I could take my mouse, go back over here, and it's obviously going to be right on the same area. When really we want to see that drive through the ball. That's what we want to see. Now, one of the other reasons why is like we were talking about earlier about getting off that back side. If we take it to stance here, go our toe touch, we see nothing's really established in terms of getting our body generated forward. And then when we further it even a little bit more, come to contact, we can even tell even more we're not going anywhere with it. And to establish that even more, let's look at the back foot. We can tell the heel angle back here, we're still pointing out this way, and our foot's cleared on the ground. Now, we're going to go over here on this next clip, and I want you guys to watch Manny Ramirez here. We're going to show what it's like, what happens when we get off that back side. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him to his stance. Put a little line right here. And now we're going to bring him to his attack position. We see some separation there. Heel plant, a little bit more separation. Contact point right there. And I want you guys to notice what the back side does as well. We see that back foot get generated right here. We want to keep in mind that the back foot is doing that because of what the hips are doing. It's a force that's being produced right there. It's not anything that he's doing, thinking about what his back foot's doing or anything like that. We also notice that the bat flattens out at this point with the hands out front. And that's a guiding principle right there of being able to release our bat head down through the zone with maximum amount of acceleration, and that'll help with our contact and our power points and everything else.
Travis just hit a good point, which is he's not lifting that back foot. It's the force that's causing that. It's the generating the power from his hips going forward, whereas you look at where Manny Ramirez is on extension, right there in front of him, and look where we're at on your side, your hands will automatically just start to roll over because you've generated no force, and that's exactly what happens. Is you just cut it off and you lose that. Your hands will tend to roll over because there's nothing there but your hands.